Alright guys, so we got the whiteboard here. We're just going to go through the fundamentals of fat loss today. So the most important thing when it comes to fat loss is basically, you can summarize it like this. Fat loss, in a nutshell, equals energy deficit. So that's irrefutable. Okay, now keep in mind there's different ways that we can create an energy deficit. So there's typically three options or three variables we can play around with. So the first variable is diet. The second variable is cardio. And then we have the third variable. Third variable is weights. As you can see, we have three different options. Typically for a successful fat loss or weight loss, something that you want to maintain, you need to ramp up one of these and you moderate the other two. Okay, so if you try to do all three things and try and diet more, so you reduce your calories, increase your cardio, and then do a lot of weights at the same time, you're going to burn out very quickly. Okay, you're going to get to a point where you're just going to hit a wall really quickly and your results will stop. So you need to be smart about how you do it. So typically, like I said, increase one and moderate the other two. Now, my preferred option is to moderate these two and increase this one here. Now, why do I do that? And this is an agreement with most of my colleagues here at the Institute, because if we look at your daily energy expenditure, we call this TDEE. Basically, that's made up of your resting metabolic rate. So that's basically how much energy you burn at complete rest, times your, what we call POW. POW stands for physical activity level, and then times your, what we call TEF, which stands for the thermic effect of feeding. So every time you eat a meal, this goes up, the thermic effect, because of the extra cost, energy cost of digesting your food. Now, if we, furthermore, we can say the POW, your physical activity level, is made up of what we call NEAT, or in other words, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So this is like your spontaneous activity, like at rest. Like right now, just myself fidgeting, moving my arms around, that's NEAT. So I'm just burning energy. When you walk to the shop, that's NEAT, you're burning energy. This actually accounts for a greater percentage of your physical activity level versus the other one is structured activity, which we call exercise. So the other component of your physical activity level comes from structured exercise. Now, let me tell you why I prefer option 3. If you choose option 1, let's say you lower your calories drastically, straight away this is going to go down. Your thermic effect of food is going to go down because you're eating less. So you're going to be burning less energy from eating less. Also, if you increase cardio, what we know doesn't happen with everyone, but with some people, if you increase this, the NEAT goes down. So let's say you burn 400 calories extra a day doing cardio. You might move around less for the rest of the day because you feel lazy and lethargic. And in essence, you've canceled that deficit. Okay, now this doesn't happen with everyone. So I'm not 100% anti-cardio. I'm not a cardio Nazi. If people enjoy doing it, I let them do it. Chances are if they do, it's not going to have as great an impact on this. But if you don't enjoy doing cardio, if it makes you feel tired, chances are it's actually reducing this. So you're actually making it less effective because you're just cancelling each other out. Now, same thing with diet. If you lower calories too drastically, you're more likely to reduce this. You're more likely for your energy levels to drop, you feel tired, you feel lethargic, you move around less, this goes down. Weight training, on the other hand, has a much lesser impact on this. So it doesn't actually reduce NEAT to the same degree as lowering calories or increasing cardio. Weight training doesn't impact TEF, and it actually increases your resting metabolic rate. Okay, when you train with weights, you break down muscle tissue. Protein synthesis is a very costly process metabolically. Okay, it takes about 3 calories per gram to synthesize a new protein, which means if you put in even half a kilo of lean mass per week, which for a beginner or intermediate client is not unrealistic, that's 1,500 calories your body's going to need to mobilize from somewhere. So it actually, this increases your resting metabolic rate and doesn't have an impact on the other two the same way as the cardio and diet. That's the reason why we prefer to go this route. Increase the amount of weights and then moderate those two.